We be live. Hello, Durud and Shalom. My name is Armin Navabi.
And I'm Ali Samani. We are your Iran analysts, and today we will be covering Scott Bessent's economic D-Day that he just announced. We have the full 7-minute video for you guys that we will go over so that we can see just how fast will the Islamic Republic fall. Are we months away? Are we 1 month away? Are we years away? Here is the TLDR. Donald Trump posted this on Truth Social today. Look, it says Iran is completely collapsing. As we said yesterday, that in the next 24 hours, U.S. Treasury Scott Bessent will impose new sanctions against the Islamic Republic of Iran, the so-called economic D-Day that was announced by President Trump. And he claims that he will paralyze the Iranian economy. Not only that, but anyone who works with them. On the other hand, in the Islamic Republic of Iran, the top official Rezai warns that if the economic war continues, not a single drop of oil will be exported through the Strait of Hormuz or anywhere in the Persian Gulf. So according to him, the Islamic Republic views the participation of any country that works with America on sanctions as an act of war. So they will hit every country in the Middle East that works against them. They will hit every ship that passes through the Strait of Hormuz. That will prompt the United States to hit the Islamic Republic back heavily, as stated multiple times. So we're potentially going back to a military conflict very soon. And that is the official position of the Islamic Republic. Given that the sanctions and the economic war just began, which means that the Islamic Republic will strike the energy infrastructure, all the ships of the Persian Gulf Arab countries, that drives oil prices up fast, and it undermines the United States' plan for stability, putting the region back into war. So that's the official position. The unofficial position is something that we've been covering quite a bit over this past week. The Islamic Republic wants to negotiate with the Americans because they have no choice, and that's actually a very tough sell to their Islamist followers. But what we see so far is that today, the economic minister of the Islamic Republic came out and said this statement. He said, let's share this instead. The Islamabad MOU had positive points for us, but Israeli and American hardliners couldn't tolerate the MOU, even though the Americans made it. We hope the same memorandum or a better one can be revived. When they say statements like that, they're paving the way for them to go back to the negotiation front with America. And so today we will be covering Economic D-Day. And here it is by Scott Bessent. Armin, I was thinking we watch this video, we go through it, stop at the points that are pretty interesting to us, and we tell people what they mean. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea. This was a very important speech. Let's go through it.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Today, at President Trump's direction, the United States Treasury has begun Operation Economic Outcast, an unprecedented campaign against the Islamic Republic of Iran and its enablers. In the Second World War, D-Day marked the historic beginning of a campaign with our allies to target and drive the enemy from its positions, including those in third countries. Today, in that same spirit, we are launching an economic onslaught against Iran's financial connections around the globe. Our objective is to sever every economic lifeline that sustains this tyrannical regime until Tehran stands alone. Iran's fanatics devote themselves to death to America and seek nuclear weapons to do just that. They have murdered and maimed more of our citizens and service members than any other terrorist regime on earth. And they have been at war against America, their neighbors in the Gulf, and much of the world for 47 years. President Trump has taken action that his predecessors have long deferred. And under his leadership, America is no longer managing the Iranian threat. We are ending it. Our great armed forces have laid the groundwork for achieving the President's objective of preventing Iran from ever obtaining nuclear weapons. They've shown America's resolve to finally end this threat. And the strength of America's economy under President Trump allows us to wage this sustained financial operation alongside the might of our military. Iran now faces a very clear choice with only two paths before them: complete global isolation and a subsistence economy, or a path back to normalcy with an opportunity to rejoin the global economy.
A path back to the global economy and back to normalcy. See, the thing is, that's the statement that worries me. That also is very much in line with the Islamic Republic's willingness to negotiate right now. Although they come out with all these statements, the IRGC, and say, we're going to strike every ship, we're going to destroy everything in the region if they do this to us. On the back end, we covered you. For all this week, we covered all of their actions that are gearing for the Islamic Republic to go back towards the negotiations. Armin, what is the Islamic Republic going to think when they hear that? Oh, there's a path back to normalcy. They're just going to come negotiate with America, drag this out for another couple months to the midterms, and then start striking ships.
They are going to do two things. The Islamic Republic cannot accept the current situation. It's not sustainable. There needs to be a reaction by the Islamic Republic, and there will be a reaction by the Islamic Republic before too long, and a significant reaction. There's two ways for the Islamic Republic to react to this. One is escalate and start attacking Arab countries, especially around the Persian Gulf. Two would be to come back to the negotiating table and offer a really good compromise and a deal. The problem is that the Islamic Republic is going to do both. Because the Islamic Republic is not one thing. There is nobody representing the Islamic Republic. The Islamic Republic is just a war between different fractions of the regime. And instead of them getting to act together and trying to do one of these things, they're going to try to do both of these things at the same time, because different fractions are going to respond differently. And when he says come back to the, with this door that Bessent is leaving open, is basically an invitation to come back to the negotiating table and do a deal. The good thing is that a deal is impossible with the Islamic Republic. So the pro-tension side of the Islamic Republic, this is their narrative, Ali. And it sounds very good. I hope the jihadis are right. Because the pro-tension, anti-negotiation fraction of the Islamic Republic, this is the narrative. They say the United States is not interested in the deal, that all of this is fake. This opening of the door is fake. This is just a carrot that they're dangling in front of us for us to keep chasing it. And right when we're about to get there, they're gonna close the door right in our face. They drag us in. They lure us in by leaving the door a little bit open. And as soon as we chase it, they shut it in our face. And the deal is fake. The Americans are tricking us. This is what the pro-negotiation side of the Islamic Republic, they say don't understand. That every time the Americans tell us that here's a deal, abide by it, and things will be good if you listen to us. As soon as we get to that, the Americans will see our desperation to get to that deal, and they change their expectation. They increase their demands. And not only do they increase the demands, they hit us right in the middle of the negotiation. They hit us with missiles and drones, and they kill our supreme leader or destroy our enrichment uranium facilities. And how stupid that you have to be to keep falling for this trick by the Americans, that you keep chasing a deal that does not exist, that the Americans are lying about. And the more you try to gain this favor of the Americans, the more the Americans realize how desperate you are, and the more their demands for them accepting a deal will increase, And the more the demands increase, the farther we're going to be to a deal. And they will keep increasing the demands until we have nothing else to give. And when we have nothing else to give, they will come and completely destroy us. And this understanding of the so-called hardliners, the anti-negotiation pro-tension part of the Islamic Republic, is a description of the Americans that I hope is true. That all of this talk of deals is actually a trick by the Americans, and part of the Islamic Republic is falling for it. But the problem is, Ali, that even if this is true, the pro-tension side of the Islamic Republic doesn't have a solution either. Because the pro-negotiation part of the Islamic Republic tells the pro-tension side of the Islamic Republic it is also true, that you're not going to win this. Going war with the United States, you can't, okay, you're telling us that we're not going to get a deal? What is your solution? You think you could defeat the Americans in a military operations? You're more delusional than us. And actually, Ali, they're both true. They both are right, which means that the Islamic Republic is stuck and there's no solution. There's no way out of this. So I hope that the Americans keep at it, because some people are concerned that maybe last minute they will come and, I don't know, accept, they remove the blockade. Or they're hoping that the Americans maintain this pressure on the Islamic Republic instead of moving it at some point, because they're stuck.
And so it becomes harder and harder every day for the Islamic Republic to sell this deal to their own followers. The more they lose about, some people say $800 million a day. Every day they lose, the US will demand more. And it becomes harder for them to make a deal. Let's keep on going.
Today, we are launching Operation Economic Outcast to foreclose every other option available to the Iranian regime. Treasury has mapped every node, every facilitator, and every network that Iran has used to smuggle oil and evade sanctions.
I don't doubt that. Months of him looking at this, he got the UAE on board. Guys, do you know what that means? The UAE surrendered all of their financial data pertaining to the Islamic Republic to yours truly on the screen. You don't understand how valuable that is. Every smuggling route, import, every product, where it came from, where it stopped, he knows.
Beginning today, the actions of Treasury and other agencies will tighten the noose and block every potential source of revenue that funds the IRGC and the evil Iranian regime. We are enforcing a zero leakage approach. There will be no minimal breathing space for the regime to rebuild its capacity to inflict terror against America and the world. The final refuge of this regime is a mistaken conclusion of nations that still finance the Iranian threat in the hopes of evading it. It is no longer acceptable to operate in the gray spaces of this conflict. Countries cannot claim they are blind to enabling this activity. Iran's enablers purchase, transport its petroleum. They facilitate the flow of its finances through exchange houses and free trade zones. They welcome Iran's flights and maintain registries on its behalf. They turn a blind eye to seaborne fuel transfers and overland transits. They condone illicit use of their banks, all the while concealing the extent of their complicity. The president is making phone calls to world leaders with specific requests to cease their interactions with the regime.
That's true. Trump is calling a lot of world leaders today on the phone. But here's the thing. Hey, Xi Jinping, can you stop? He'll be like, no. Why would I stop? And he's like, okay, now Trump has to give some sort of threat, some sort of piece of leverage here. Let's find out what that leverage is. Maybe he'll talk about it.
Already seeing results. Over the weekend, comments from Iranian leadership clearly acknowledged the effect of this campaign, and nations that facilitate any interactions with the regime should quickly heed our message. Those who stand with the United States will reap the rewards of our partnership. Those who tether themselves to the Iranian regime should expect to share in the isolation of a withering regime. Teams from Treasury, State, and the US military are now meeting with their global counterparts to tell them that the United States expects action. Every country has a defined timeline to shut down activities we have identified. If they do not take action, we will do so unilaterally through Treasury authorities.
Oh, every country has a timeline. Wow. That is, a lot of people are going to push the American bully narrative here. Okay.
For example, every branch of Bank Melee must be shuttered and dark.
So, guys, he pronounces it off completely. He just said every branch of Banque Melee must be shuttered off. Armin, what is Banque Melee?
Bank Milli is translates to the National Bank, which is the main bank of the Islamic Republic. The main
bank.
branch.
The main bank of the Islamic Republic. And here is a map that I got of all the locations of the National Bank of the Islamic Republic. As you can see, stretches from London to Hong Kong and anywhere in between. London, Paris, Hamburg in Germany, Moscow, Baku in Azerbaijan, pretty much throughout the Middle East, and then we have Hong Kong as well. All of these must be closed from London to Hong Kong.
And let me be clear, any entity that facilitates money laundering on behalf of Iran will be removed from the US dollar system. The clock just started ticking. The new sectoral sanctions determinations issued today target 5 of Iran's most vital lifelines that it exploits in other countries: digital assets, technology, gold, aviation, and shipping.
So crypto, digital assets, that's going to be really big, especially for the top officials of the Islamic Republic. That's how they've been getting around sanctions lately. And I think she pulled something up about that for you guys. All right.
Guys, this is very different from everything else you've seen before. These are not just sanctions; these are secondary sanctions, and this is closing. They're trying to close every leakage, every financial institution, any connection of money going in and out of Iran. This is completely unlike sanctions that we have had in Iran ever. It's on a completely different level, and not only compared to what we had in Iran before, compared to anything else ever we've seen anywhere in the world. Like nothing like this has ever been attempted. Like people are saying we're in uncharted territories. If the United States is successful, so far they have been very successful, but if they manage to close all leakage, nothing like this has ever happened before. This is not at all something that the Islamic Republic is used to. Even with sanctions, this is on a completely different level.
And so this is a very fair thought. Okay. So Feral Thoughts is saying, so what? Because the Islamic Republic had sanctions on them for 50 years. Why is it going to work this time? It's a good question. This time, what Armin just said were secondary sanctions. That's actually never been done before to the Islamic Republic. Before, and what Scott Bessent just said.
Not at this level.
Yeah.
So secondary sanctions with the regime itself has been done. But now we have secondary sanctions on anything going to Iran, like even if it's not regime, like anything, like a trade with anything Iran related. But yeah, go on.
Exactly. So when he just said aviation, digital assets, gold, shipping, technology, all of that, those were already sanctioned. That's why people think, oh man, they're already sanctioned. So what? What's it different this time? Those sanctions required you to have a connection to the IRGC. So if you knew someone in the IRGC, you knew a company within the Islamic Republic, If you were working with them, you got sanctioned. That's how it worked before. This time, that requirement is gone. Anyone operating in these sectors, if you're outside of Iran and you sell a product to someone who then sells that product to the Islamic Republic, you're sanctioned, even though you had no idea. You had no idea they're going to sell it to them. No clue. You're now sanctioned. Congratulations. That means you got to do your due diligence to see where are the goods coming from and where are they going to. Any foreign bank facilitating these transactions as well. So any company that uses these loans, these whatever they do from these foreign banks, boom, out of the dollar system. You lost all your access to any US dollars. You're sanctioned as well. You're screwed. Is the risk of working with the Islamic Republic worth it? No, absolutely not. We have the we also have the document that we'll show you guys later about the exact timelines. But for now, yeah.
So Pharaoh is saying, yes, they had secondary sanctions. That's why Iran asked for secondary sanctions to be lifted. They had secondary sanctions before,
not like
on
this.
oil and on oil stuff with the Islamic regime. Okay, we're talking secondary sanctions in crypto, gold, aviation, technology, and shipping. Not like this. Not like this. We haven't had secondary sanctions like this with everything coming from inside Iran.
Let's keep going here.
These measures broaden secondary sanctions risk for anyone foolish enough to continue conducting business with this regime. And
see, he said it right. So anyone who wants to do business with this regime, boom, secondary sanctions slapped on you.
And will accelerate the speed with which we pursue them. As I speak, Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control is also sanctioning over 60 entities, individuals, and vessels around the world that enable the Iranian regime to procure illicit nuclear and missile technology, conduct cyber operations, and generate oil revenue. This is a sustained campaign to collapse every last option for Iran. Let there be no ambiguity as to the position of the United States. An economic engagement of any kind with this murderous regime will expose those responsible to the full reach of American power. For decades, this regime has drawn strength from a calculus that regards Iranian retaliation as certain and American enforcement as negotiable. Under President Trump, that era is over.
He's talking about Obama. There's tweets. You can look at it himself. Obama posted back in 2014, we're imposing maximum economic pressure on the Islamic Republic. The criticism that I hear a lot of times, and what the ministers of the Islamic Republic are saying, is that, yeah, America always says that. We're going to put maximum pressure on us. They do it for a little bit, and then they go, and they stop. And then we're back to business as usual. I highly doubt that President Trump will do that as well. I don't think he's gonna be firm and then be loose. Be like, look, this is gonna be different in my opinion.
To the ordinary soldier.
Oh, sorry. And by the way, the reason I think it's different is not because I have 100% full faith in Donald Trump. It's because I trust Scott Bessent personally.
Supporting this regime, as more and more of your paychecks stop or are supposedly just delayed, ask whether your commanders are leading your country to triumph or to ruin. And recall that the Berlin Wall fell when ordinary soldiers decided not to shoot at their own people.
Oh, finally. Been saying that forever. But here's the problem. If you guys didn't hear that, he just compared the Islamic Republic to the fall of the Berlin Wall. He said, when the ordinary soldiers refused to shoot at their own citizens, that's when they fell. Here's a slight problem with it, okay? This has been our goal from the beginning. We say, if the Islamic Republic doesn't have the money to pay its own soldiers, boom, we're that much closer to regime change. the next time we come out, because in January 8th and 9th, they didn't have enough IRGC forces. They brought in terrorist proxies to kill Iranian people. That also costs money. So they didn't have enough IRGC, and now the IRGC getting paid less. Here's one slight issue. There's a fair amount, probably even the majority of the Basij, who will still conduct suppressive operations without getting paid. Armin, why would they do that? Why would they still show up to work even though they're not getting paid? These orcs.
Well, some people think it's ideological, but I think it's more than that. It's because there's no other options, and they're hoping that they're going to get paid in the future, because there's no other way. And they
What would
have
happen to them?
Even if they don't show up. I mean,
What would happen to them if they what would happen to them if they didn't show up?
Yeah, I think I think it's illegal for them not to show up. But
And what would the Iranian people do with them
if they don't show up to work?
I mean, if these Basij don't show up to work and the Iranian people win and we have a free Iran, are they going to be exempt? No. They have the blood of the people on their hands, right?
Unless they defect now and join the Iranian people. Unless they do that. But yeah, but other than that,
this is encouragement.
No. Yes. That's true. And also, you know, even if they don't get paid, there's still more job security in a government job than many other jobs, because there's a chance that they're going to get paid. And with other jobs, you know, the difference between there's a chance I'm getting paid or definitely not getting paid. So people would choose the chances of getting paid. But yes, but you're also right, Ali. A lot of these people will continue fighting because they think if the regime falls, the Iranian people are going to tear them apart.
Yeah,
so
it's their own heads.
they're not.
Yeah.
Yes, they have to keep fighting for their lives. That's why Princess of Pahlavi tries to. That's why Princess of Pahlavi tries to keep promoting blanket amnesty as a way to discourage these people from continuing to fight for their lives.
Correct.
Yeah.
Is over. To the ordinary soldiers supporting this regime, as more and more of your paychecks stop or are supposedly just delayed, ask whether you're...
Oh, I love that. Supposedly just delayed. Guys, the IRGC haven't been paid for months, by the way. And when they do get paid, they get paid for a paycheck that they were supposed to get 3 months ago. The other 2 or 3 months that they were supposed to get paid, sorry, guys, it's delayed. You'll get it in the future. But there's a blockade, and the government makes their money from oil revenue. They're not selling oil. Where are they going to get that money from? No. Scotty B's telling them that money's never going to come to you. Supposedly delayed, you're never going to get it. As long as we have the blockade, you're never going to get it. In fact, it's going to get worse. Lay down your weapons.
Commanders are leading your country to triumph or to ruin. And recall that the Berlin Wall fell when ordinary soldiers decided not to shoot at their own people. And to those who enable Tehran, do not discount the cost of testing Washington's resolve. No nation should expect to enjoy the rewards of our system while helping those who seek to destroy it. It is now a time for world leaders to make a decision between prosperity and isolation, peace and terror, America and Iran. The campaign we begin today will gather force with every day that follows, and it will not end until this regime stands alone. With that, I welcome your questions.
Oh, yeah.
So this was great, but one disappointment, slight disappointment. Do you know what it is, Ali?
Only the 60 sanctions that they put so far?
No. So I know he's talking to China.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this is addressed to China.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't call them out by name. The first question is going to be about China. And the first question is he's going to pick Reuters as the first question. And they're going to ask them, like, how are you going to, are you going to go after China? And he says generally, like, yes, this includes, like, he says this includes everybody and anybody. And which means basically indirectly, yes, China, of course. But I think this avoidance of mentioning China by name is tiptoeing around their feelings and not crossing this imaginary red line that we shouldn't make China angry. I think if we're going to go aggressive against the CCP supporting the Islamic Republic, they should be called out by name and sort of shying away from calling them out. But he didn't mention China once. And I was hoping to see here. And it's interesting because the reporters there, I think the reporter number 1 and reporter number 3 asks about China specifically. Because, guys, this is more about China than any other country. It used to be about 2 countries, UAE and China. UAE submitted. There are other countries that are important as well, like Turkey, Iraq, Pakistan, Afghanistan. But the main 2 ones were UAE and China. More importantly, China. If you don't get China, it's not complete. So this should have, I think, gone full aggressive mode and called them out by name. What do you think?
What I saw regarding that part was that he's giving China a chance here. And most people do think he's going to put his words where his mouth is. Yeah, he's going to back up these things. And everyone thinks that, largely people think that he is going to go all out on China, and he's giving them a warning right now that if they don't back off, he is going to do it. I really hope so.
I understand.
But until we see that,
I understand that they're going after China. I mean, they are. And it's very clear based on what he's saying that they're going to go after Chinese companies. But I think he should have mentioned them by name. Because not mentioning them by name shows that we're trying to avoid hurting their feelings. And if we're trying to avoid hurting their feelings, that means that they have power over us. That it's we should have, like, avoiding calling them by name means that we're still worried about the consequences of making China too angry. And that means their influence is great.
let's see. Here's the part that at the end he said,
Sean says China knows Armin. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And of course China knows, because everybody knows that he's talking about China. Everybody knows, okay? But including China, like, of course, they're not retarded. But that's not my point, whether they know. Because I know, and you know, and we know that they know. But they also know that their name was not mentioned. So that they're powerful enough for their name not to be mentioned. They know this is about them. They also know that United States is still not calling them out by name. So that means the United States is trying to not offend them too much, which to me is not as strong as you could be against China, in my opinion. But yeah, go
on. He did say at the end that he is going to only increase the pressure from here on out. But what does here on out mean? I have the document pulled up for you guys. Okay, here it is. Let's grab the second page. This is what you guys want to see. Let me find that exact date. There it is. Okay. Here is the General License AA. This is Executive Order 13902. Here it is. All right. These sanctions are going to be implemented, at least in General License AA so far. Remember, there's going to be more coming. From August 24th, which is today, till October 23rd. 2 months. That's just the first part of this. And more of them are on their way. Grab the first page as well. That's kind of the timeline. Is like that's the only date that I found. Again, if you guys see this, October 23rd here is the date that I keep saying come up over and over again. which is interesting to me. Why October 23rd? But hey, let's see. It's the Department of the Treasury. Oh, man. So October 23rd is some date that we're hearing so far. And all the national bank branches of the Islamic Republic are here. Of course, you can see ones in Hong Kong. All right. All these countries are going to have to stop.
So it's interesting, Ali, because he didn't announce the sanctions. He announced that they're going to announce the sanctions, right?
Yeah.
And one of the journalists asked, if this is like the economic version of D-Day, why are you not just giving us the sanctions? Because the D-Day, the Allies didn't announce to the Nazis that they're about to arrive and then arrive. They just arrived, right? But I think so. And the Scotty B says that because we want to tell people to, we're basically, this is a warning shot so that the countries could prepare before we announce the sanctions. And they asked him when he's going to be announcing the sanctions, and he didn't give a date, but they said like we don't have endless patience, right? So he didn't say when these sanctions are coming. So we don't know the details of the sanctions. We have a general understanding of the sanctions, and they haven't been announced yet, and they're going to be announced at some point. So, but what I think is that Scott Bessent, what he's trying to do is not only, so the appearance of it, in my opinion, seems like, oh, we're just doing you a favor so that you could stop dealing with the Islamic Republic, so that once the sanctions are announced, it's not going to catch you off guard. But I think an additional reason why they're announcing that the sanctions are coming before the sanctions come is because by announcing the sanctions, you could observe the behavior of the Chinese refineries, banks, and other companies in reaction to the announcement without the sanction. And the information that you could collect from how these companies are going to behave just with the announcement of the sanctions coming, without the sanctions are coming, will be able to help you in engineering the sanctions in a way that changes their behavior more effectively. I think there's going to be a lot of data that they're going to collect that is going to be helpful for the final sanctions based on how these companies are going to respond to the announcement. Does that make sense?
Correct. Let's see what China's reaction is to this. Whatever the reaction is, we're going to gauge and we're going to work off of that. And yeah, fair point. Give these countries a chance before they are considered enablers and targeted. Scott Bessent also posted this right before his speech. This is the chart of the US dollar to the Iranian rial. As you can see, in the last week, it shot up. And over the last 2 months, it's also been shooting up from 165,000 to 200,000 at the time of this picture. 200,000 rials, sorry, 2 million rials, 200,000 toman for $1 US. It's actually 2 million, it's 235,000 toman now. So it just shot up way more in the past few hours after these announcements. An incredibly high amount. People cannot afford anything at this point. I actually spoke to some Iranians last night. They can't afford to buy a bicycle. They can't afford to buy shoes. That is not something that is sustainable for any economy or the people of it. And it won't be just touching the regular people. It'll be touching all of the Islamic Republic officials and their lower level followers, the suppression forces. Is it going to be worth it for us to come back out on the streets and murder Iranians again? That's what they're going to be thinking. And I don't know if any of them are going to be thinking it's worth it. Might be running away, might be not showing up to work, might even be angry at their own government. Those are all true, by the way. So,
can I show you a video that shows? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, one quick thing.
When you have, yeah, okay, good.
Individuals and entities that are already working with the Islamic Republic, they have until September 8th. They have 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from today. If they don't stop, you're slammed. That's it. You're done. Bye-bye to the dollar system. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, because you're talking about the situation on the ground in Iran. So I thought that this would be relevant to what you're talking about. So this just came out today or yesterday. And this shows an Iranian who is waiting for 45 minutes in line to get gas for his car. And he's almost out, like he's completely out. It's all red. There's no more in his no more gas in his tank. And right when he's getting to the gas station runs out of gas, and they shut the gas station down. So, and this was the third gas station that he's tried today. So let me just play it, and then I'll read it to you. I'll translate.
بعد از دقیقاً 45 دقیقه که تو صف پمپ بنزین وایسادیم، توی صف طولانی چراغ بنزینم آقا روشن، ماشینم واقعاً دیگه راه نمیره. خیلی شیک گذاشتن جلو پمپ بنزین اینا رو آقا بنزین نداری.
So he's saying after 45 minutes of waiting in line to get to this gas station, and you can see in my car I have no more gas left. Right before I got to the gas station, just like that, they closed the gas station and they're telling us that there's no more gas.
بنزین نداریم. تموم شد رفت. خیلی راحت. چه وضعیه درست شد؟ 2 تا پمپ بنزین رفتن بسته بوده، رسیدن به سومیش بعد.
Like I went to 2 other gas stations, they had closed because they had no gas. This is the third gas station that I'm coming to, waiting in line for 45 minutes. Right before it's my turn, they close the gas.
از 45 دقیقه تو صف وایسادن. اینه باز بریم بنزین نداریم. واقعا هیچکی نمیخواد توجه کنه به این داستانا.
Like is anybody going to pay attention to what we're dealing with here right now? So this is just one example of many examples of what this means for people on the ground.
Look at this picture, guys. Armin, do you know what happened here today in Iran, in Tehran? Do you know what happened to the parliament of the Islamic Republic as they met, as the parliament meets to discuss power outages? They themselves have a power outage in the middle of their meeting to discuss power outages. Power goes out and they're sitting in darkness. What better symbolic imagery than this?
Unbelievable.
In addition to that, what Armin's talking about has now culminated, and you can see videos of retirees who are coming out in the streets of Iran. This here is Tehran, but it's not limited to just Tehran. Most major cities we covered over the past few months, everything from students to retirees to people who lost all their money, and etc., are coming out on the streets. And look at that. There's a line of people. Now you can see they're mostly older. These are the retirees who are no longer getting their monthly paychecks from the government. These are in the thousands, if not tens of thousands. They organized this protest. They're out there in the heat, and they have gathered in front of the government buildings to demand their pensions. The slogan that they chant is, "No nation has seen such injustice." What Armin showed is just one example of the sheer and long gas lines. Why is this video like that? Oh, there we go. So this guy's saying, look, the gas line starts over there, and it just keeps on going from here onwards. Not just Tehran, it's also, look at that. Someone's like put down their bed down there. Look at that. Is that a head? Is he sleeping? I think he's sleeping.
Wait, let me remove the banner for a second. Oh my God, yes.
میگه تا ساعت 8 ما اینجا تشریف داریم.
That guy's taking a nap. Oh, he said it's 5 in the morning. Okay.
Yeah, so guys, the traffic is so slow that the guy just is sleeping. It's not moving. 5 a.m. in the morning, and the guy has just took out his bed and sleeping.
5 a.m. in the morning, you got to get up to get gas. You're going to have to wait for hours of your day gone immediately just to do it. And once you arrive at the gas station, there is a very high chance there's no gas left.
فرمانی است. بنزین ندارن، همین الان پاسدارانم بودن بنزین نداشتن. از بقیه دوستانم سوال میکنم، میگن هر جایگاهی که مراجعه کردم بنزین نیست.
See, in this video, this guy's saying, we just arrived at the Pastaran gas station. They told us they have no gas. I went to another gas station before this. They said we have no gas. I asked all my friends where they pump their gas. They said we don't. There is no gas. Amidst all of this, the IRGC... No. Amidst all of this, Armin, the IRGC steal gas. They steal gas, and then they sell it in neighboring countries where it's worth more. And then they wonder why.
Sean is saying double uprising time. That's exactly right.
Absolutely.
So,
and we'll have the allogram section for you guys as well today. But it hasn't even, it's not just gas lines, it's also the businesses, and it's also the airports. This is Mashhad International Airport, usually extremely busy. This is what it looks like. Got a couple of people walking around, maybe employees. Who can even afford to go on vacation? Now, that's not the only thing. I could show you about 101 videos of different stores that used to be bustling markets. Call them bazaars. We walk throughout this entire structure. It's like a mall. No one's there. The shops are all closed. Amidst all of that, Armin, guess what they decided to do? In the city of Isfahan, the Islamic Republic has chosen to send its mullahs, its clerics out to demand extreme pressure on any naked women. By naked women, what do they mean?
Mean people who are showing their hair. So naked means that your head is naked.
That's their solution to the economic pressures of the people. They got to show the Islamic Republic that they're still Islamic. Idiots.
This is it's interesting, Ali, because there was a time that hijab was not an issue at all anymore. And not only hijab was not an issue, these people were, the regime was using hijabless women to come to the protests against the United States and Israel and support the war. And the pro-regime protests in the streets were filled with hijabless women. And there came a day where we announced that starting now, the regime is going to now, not the regime, the jihadis are going to now go into the streets and demand enforcement of hijab laws. And both in the English channel and the Persian channel, many people didn't understand what we were talking about. And then just like that, as soon as we said that, as if they were waiting for us to announce it. And I knew why. I knew it was about to happen. Because of the pressure that the people need to put on hijab at this time, away from other things that makes them angry, on hijab. So right now, guys, hijab enforcement is not happening in most of Iran. There are people, but they are coming out more and more and enforcing hijab because of these people, to satisfy these people. So right when we said it, all of a sudden the morality police and everybody came out and started arresting more people for not wearing hijab. It's still, most people still get away with it, but they had to make an example out of some people to satisfy these people, because they're turning against the regime. They're turning against the regime for all the 4 reasons that we keep mentioning: lack of enforcement of hijab rules, lack of a meaningful response to Israel, lack of meaningful response to the United States, low execution numbers. But here's an interesting thing. The Islamic Republic likes to use people like me and Ali, but because they want us, and again, we have to do this, even though we know the Islamic Republic relies on us, we still have to do this. They want us, every time they enforce the hijab rules, or every time they execute, they want the anti-regime people to come out and shout to the world that look at what the Islamic Republic is doing and to stop them. And the reason why the Islamic Republic wants us to do that is because the Islamic Republic wants its jihadi base to hear from us how big of a deal that is. Because to the jihadi camp, it's not that big of a deal. The executions are too low in number. They need to be in the thousands, but they're in the tens. And the hijab enforcement to them is symbolic and only in a few places. So the Islamic Republic is hoping that people like us who are fighting against the regime, by coming out and making a big deal, and we can't stop, out of how cruel the Islamic Republic is, for the regime support, for the jihadis to hear us complain about this and get satisfied that is hurting us in some way. So that's another strategy that the Islamic Republic has that I want you guys to be aware of.
Yeah, like my family member who they arrested a couple weeks ago for not wearing hijab, even though there were actually 20 other girls next to her. None of them wore hijab. None of them were targeted. But it strikes fear in the hearts of people when they do that.
Exactly.
So, guys, take a look at this graph.
Oh,
do
you want to see much? Do you had Mushtaba's video on?
Oh, the fake Mushtaba? Yeah, let's show that right after this. Guys, look at the blue and look at the orange. The orange is the money that the government of the Islamic Republic gives to the army. The blue is the money that they give to the suppressive forces. Look at that increase.
Oh,
look how much it's increased. Look how the difference. By the way, this is in trillions of toman.
Oh, so like a few bucks. Ali, so look at this. This show, guys. What does this tell you? That this tells you more than anything else that the number fear of the Islamic Republic is not United States or Israel. They fear United States and Israel. But the number one fear of the Islamic Republic is the Iranian people. This demonstrates that.
By the way, this year, 2026, 2027, for the Islamic Republic, the budget bill was as following. Okay, so you guys can see here, the army got 87 trillion toman. The police got 130 trillion. The IRGC got 244 trillion. 3 times what the army got. 3 times. The IRGC are getting 3 times the military. Suppress the Iranian people. That's it. It's just built for domestic repression and terror. Nothing else. It's not even to protect the Iranian people. So how do you destroy a government? Doesn't care if its people are murdered. Doesn't care if its economy is destroyed, if its infrastructure is destroyed. Doesn't even care if most of its officials are killed by the Israelis in the United States. It just cares if it has enough forces to kill Iranians and stay power. That's it. It just wants to stay power. Nothing else is important to them. And on top of this, who is the leader right now? I mean, who are we even talking to? Is there a clear figurehead, or is there like 10 or 20 of them? I mean, Armin, what is this? What are we looking at? Is this recent?
So,
Armin, recent?
This is recently published of an old video of Mujtaba Khamenei, which I think is going to raise more questions than it answers questions. Right? This is so, guys, for some reason, and Ali, this is only the 3rd video that ever exists of Mujtaba. Guys, did you know that in the chat? So far, before the war, before the 40-day war, we only had 1 video of Mujtaba Khamenei canceling his course. That was the video. No other video of him existed. Then recently, we got a 2nd video of him sitting in a corner and talking to mullahs with no audio. 2nd video. Now, for the first time, we got a 3rd video after the 40-day war with audio of him speaking. And now, like online anywhere, there's only 3 videos of him exist. Everything else is just a picture. So this is not Mujtaba recently. This is Mujtaba before the 40-day war. But for some reason, they released this video now. Fars News from IRGC released this video now. And let me play it a little bit of it.
الگوی اسلامی مقام معظم رهبری در تامین امنیت یک الگوی اسلامی است. الگوی امنیت اسلامی مبانی توحیدی دارد و اولین مؤلفه آن حفظ عزت، استکبار ستیزی و نفی همه طاغوت.
So first thing I noticed when I saw this video, it says Ustad Rahnama, his title here. Ustad Rahnama translates to guiding professor. So this is a class that he's guiding. Okay, and it's a religious, it's an Islamic theology class that he's guiding.
که این امر با وحدت مسلمانان در مقابل جبهه کفر و دفاع از مظلومان در سایه حفظ سیاست موازنه تهدید و برقراری تعامل سالانه با دیگر کشورهای جهان برقرار خواهد شد. الحمدلله رب العالمین. صلوات الله.
There is a sound for some reason at the roof. I don't know why they picked this video to share with us, but there's a sound in the roof, and he gets scared and he looks, and this guy doesn't seem to be phased at all for some reason. Yeah, so Ali, I don't know what this is, but this is for me foreshadowing. You know how in movies you have foreshadowing of something? So this is before Mujtaba Khamenei was hit with missiles, you know, from his roof coming down on his head, and I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he's dead or not. But for some reason, there's a video of him from years ago, or I don't know, maybe months ago, I don't know, where he's teaching this Islamic class, and there's a big sound and the roof, and he's like, what was that? So this is a foreshadowing of the things that he experienced eventually by Israel. Look at this. This is weird. Why did they pick this video?
No, I can't listen to him.
Oh,
I can't listen to him spout his garbage. Wow, it's so bad.
Just a roof one.
All right,
so listen.
and then he gives his prayer.
And then he now does he speak a little bit here.
Why does it look so off?
I know he's not a good speaker. His
outline against the background, it just looks off.
I don't know. This is I don't know. But here's the thing. He sounds like his first video, right? Which means that he doesn't sound good at all. Ali Khamenei was evil, but he was a good speaker. If you listen to his speeches, he knew how to speak. He doesn't know how to speak. He's not a good speaker. He sucks at it. And if you want to be a proper supreme leader, the most important talent that you need to have is to be a good orator. Like that's what you're supposed to do. Your sermons need to capture people's attention, and it needs to inspire people. But he's not at all a good speaker. He sucks at it. Like if you listen to him here, he sucks at it. One more interesting about this video is that given that this is a religious class about Islamic theology, it also goes to show that Mujtaba's supreme leadership is illegal, even based on the constitution of the Islamic Republic. So to be a supreme leader in Iran, you have to be not just an Ayatollah, but a grand Ayatollah. And Ali Khamenei, when he became the supreme leader, he was not a grand Ayatollah. He was just an Ayatollah. And he pointed out, there's a video recording of Ali Khamenei, when Rafsanjani picked him as the supreme leader, he himself said that, but this is illegal, I shouldn't be the supreme leader. But they made him supreme leader anyways. But the interesting thing is that Mujtaba Khamenei is technically not even an Ayatollah. So him being a supreme leader is even more illegal according to the constitution of the Islamic Republic. Because for you to become an Ayatollah, you should be teaching Islamic fiqh, jurisprudence, and theology to other people at your level for a very long time. And if you count the years, it doesn't make mathematical sense for Mujtaba to be an Ayatollah. There was no time for him to be an Ayatollah. So, but these videos of him showing that he's teaching is supposed to show that he has enough XP, I don't know, to be an Ayatollah. But he doesn't. He doesn't have enough XP to be an Ayatollah.
No, he likes money too much.
Oh, yeah, he's very rich.
Guys, we're going to show you a couple of funny clips, and then we're going to get into the rest of the Iran news and Alligram section that you guys all love. Last night in Iraq, in the city of Erbil, Iraq, some Iraqi militias took matters to their own hands by firing towards the air at the only oil refinery in the city, just firing willy-nilly into the sky here to prove a point or something. I'm not really sure. They're trying to protect the oil refinery or if they're trying to shoot at it. Not really sure. And that is, absolutely, that's their best anti-air defense that they've got. And before we get out of Iraq into France, about some funny news about Emmanuel Macron, here is the Prime Minister of Iraq saying, man, I really hope we get rid of all the corruption in Iraq because, to be honest, we don't have any money left. So there's nothing to be corrupt about anymore. And he jokes about it and starts laughing. Man, political memes. It's a good joke if you think about it, All right. The best clip of the day goes to Emmanuel Macron here, who's wearing a face mask.
Why?
This is an older video, but I thought I would just share it again just for the laughs. Yeah, let's look at that one more time. Oh, yeah, just one more time.
Is this back during COVID?
Just one more time. Yeah, I think so. Well, there we go. One more time. All right, cool.
We have to Ali, we have to be careful. That's like YouTube doesn't like physical.
Sorry.
Yes.
Let's head back into Iran. All right. What is the electricity situation? So, as many of you know, that there is a lot of blackouts in the country of
Ali,
Iran.
Just to protect our channels, we have to say this. We do not endorse physical violence. That was just
not at all. We do not endorse violence.
Yes. Just, guys, we have to make sure that we protect our channels. The violence is bad. Do not do physical violence against anybody. It's illegal. Follow the laws, people. Respect the laws. We're law-abiding citizens here. Yes.
And this is the electricity situation.
And if you are upset with me that I'm being just picky, then you don't care about our channels and the survival of our platforms. Yes. We're going to.
So, guys, the electricity situation in Iran is going to get a lot worse. Just another thing that's going to add on to the uprising, which is now very imminent. Again, not just from us. The Islamic Republic themselves believe that within a month, maximum 3 months from now, there's going to be another civil uprising of some sort. And we've seen all the signs for it so far. Here's what it says. This is the electricity pretty much forecast, how bad it's going to get. This is from Said Ghassanejad, the right-hand man of Prince Recep Pahlavi and an economics expert and oil expert on Iran. For now, we're in the summer months, okay? So we need more electricity for things like AC and cooling down. But what happens when you get into the winter months? You also need electricity for heating. Are we going to get it? No. In fact, it's going to be way worse. The deficit is going to be much, much worse. This is where we are today. Previous years, at least you had 17 to 18 gigawatts. You're now below 10. That's going to get worse in the upcoming months. Way, way worse. People are going to potentially freeze to death. And that's a real possibility that we'd be looking at. Are people going to accept that or accept that condition, or are they going to rise up? Is going to be a simple question that we're going to see on the show in the coming weeks. They have a momentary respite. So as we're going into fall, the electricity situation is going to get a little bit better just because the temperatures of the summer go down. People need less electricity. but it's just temporary until the winter when things really kick off. And everything points to, on an economic level, this upcoming winter, starting November or perhaps even October, to be the months the Iranian people have had enough. So now we will get into the allogram section, and after that we have additional statements from the Islamic Republic that we can all laugh at and point our fingers at, as well as what happened to Tom Barak after he made those stupid statements, and a couple other things. More Basij IRGC are getting assassinated. So let me close these out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are into our allogram section. This is where I go into the IRGC group chats and I grab messages indicative of the moods with the Islamic Republic supporters. And our first one is by Omid and says, "We don't understand why no one takes the dirt we do in the name." Okay, this one's a little bit off. We're going to have to put this in Farsi here. Armin, you're going to have to do us a favor and read this for us. This person is incredibly angry at why no one understands how hard it is.
کثافتی که به اسم زندگی زیر بار گرونی داریم میکنیم چرا کسی جدی نمیگیره. But so it's like this, we're not living under these conditions with these high prices. This is not living. This is garbage. This is crap. Why is nobody paying attention? و تا چیزی شکل یک ابربحران دهن باز نکنه برای هیچ مسئولی مهم نیست و رو نمیفهمن ولی میبینیم. Okay, اینو نمیفهمن ولی میبینیم. Okay, so he's also saying like until this condition becomes into so catastrophic, nobody's gonna do anything about it. Like people are saying, like our officials are not gonna do anything about it until it becomes unbearable, like an extreme catastrophe. کسی از بالانشینا و متهومین پایداری متوجه نیست این پایین ما اینا چه کمرهایی که نمیشکنه و چه زندگی هایی که تباه نمیشه. Saying all the people at the top, the officials at the top, and the delusional Paidari people, can they see that us here at the bottom, that our backs are breaking, that are under this pressure, and our lives are being ruined? So this seems to be a pro-regime person that is anti-war, that thinks that the Paidari people that are pro-tension are radicals, and they are asking for war and tension with the Americans and Israelis because they're not experiencing this pain. They're just sitting at the top comfortable and saying, like, let's go war to the United States. And they don't see that we here down here are basically, our bones are breaking under all of this pressure. That's what this person
Correct.
is saying.
Another regime supporter crying out. See more and more of these, hundreds of them at this point, every time I go and read the group chat. It's reaching even them, even the people who have profited from the stealing of the Iranian people's wealth are now becoming affected from this, and they're finally speaking out. All right. This one, again, is off. Sorry, guys. I read these in the actual group chat itself, so when I translate them here using my extension, they're going to be a bit off. I mean, could you also read this one for us?
چجوری ما پیروز میشیم ولی هر روز بدبخت‌تر. Oh my God. This person is saying, like, and he's laughing as the condition is like, how is it that every day we're winning, but every day our situation is getting worse? We're becoming more and more poor or miserable. Like, how is this? What is this? How is this winning? Our situation is getting worse every single day. مثل اینه یه تیم همه تیمای دیگر رو ببره ولی سقوط کنه دست پایین‌تر. گوشای این ملت واقعا مخملیه. Like it's as if in sports, a team keeps winning, and as they win, they go down lower in the ranks. Like they go down. Like instead of winning and then you go higher, you win and you go lower. And like, do you think we're idiots? So gushamun makhmaliye. Like, do you really are treating us like fools? Like, of course we're
Perhaps.
not winning, we're losing.
More and more messages like that all the time. All right. So when they say dad here, that means baba, which means like kind of like dude. If you just say baba to a guy, you're just like dude. So stop negotiating with America until you destroy Iran. Just be friends with America for a year and have normal relations and see how the financial situation of the Iranian people improves. This is a regime supporter. Again, the translation's a bit off here. If you could do that, if you could read that for us while I tell them what they're saying. There's regime supporters who increasingly want more and more of the officials to go towards the negotiating route. Why? Because they can't afford things anymore. That's it. That is the only reason why. And they hope that in the future, when the economic situation of Iran is better, they'll go back to chanting death to America.
Wow, this is actually a very interesting comment that you found. This guy is saying, Baba, basta دیگه با آمریکا مذاکره کنید. This guy is saying, come on, man, stop it already. Go negotiate with the Americans. Until when you want to destroy Iran? You're destroying Iran by not negotiating with the Americans. Basta دیگه, that's enough. But just be friends with the Americans just for 1 year, so you could see that if we have a normal relationship with them, our conditions of the people are going to get better. So if this person is like, just try it for 1 year of being friends with the Americans, so you could see that being friends with the Americans is going to improve the conditions of the Iranian people, our economic conditions. Just try it for 1 year. See if you like it. That's what this guy said.
Yep. He just wants it to be better for him. Also, Farrell was saying, I thought the Iranian people can't protest or say anything negative about their own government. These are regime supporters right here. These are supporters of the Islamic Republic.
But the Iranian people can talk negatively about the regime, because not because the regime is allowed. Like you must be new here, because the Iranian people never stop talking about negative about the Iranian regime all the time. In fact, in every taxi, in every shop, in every store, and every comment online, they're criticizing the regime, and the regime doesn't even stop that because they can't, because there's too many, because it's all over everywhere in Iran. Like, there's not enough people to go arrest every single person that is talking negatively about the regime. So the regime has moved the red lines. There used to be, when I was in Iran, speaking ill of the regime would get you arrested. Not wearing the hijab would get you arrested, but not anymore. So because the more the Iranian people become powerful, the red lines keeps moving. Right now, the red line is supporting Israel and supporting Pahlavi. The red line is not speaking ill of the regime. Everybody all the time hears people speaking negatively about the regime. It's a number one thing people do, like in Iran, all the time. But the red line is no support for Pahlavi, no support for Israel. Yeah. That is the red line. And a new red line is actually also today, that yesterday came out, is no talking to them and no talking to foreign media.
Yeah, foreign media, correct. What about this one, Armin? Guys, they're going to be talking about more calls to action here from the regime supporters. We showed you guys a message yesterday like this. We are out on the streets. We, the regime supporters, are out on the streets every night in support of the Islamic Republic. So help us out unless we stop showing up.
Yes. So you want me to read this? Okay.
Yes, please.
ضد انقلاب فراخوان دادن برای روزهای آینده. امت حزب اللهی باید یک ماه آینده مثل شب اول شهادت رهبر شهید در خیابان‌ها حضور داشته باشه. No, I don't know what he's referring to, but he thinks that there's a call to action apparently to come out in the street. So he's saying that the anti-revolutionaries, he's talking about our people, right? The anti-revolutionaries, basically he's talking about the pro-Pahlavi people. They have given a call to action for a future date, for an uprising, basically, for people to come out. This means that the people of Hezbollah is not like the Hezbollah in Lebanon, the people of God. The people from the party of God, like the religious jihadi people. We have to, for the next month, We have to come into the streets at the level that we were in the streets at the first night of this martyrdom of our supreme leader. So he's saying, by the way, he's lying. There is no call to action yet. But he said, guys, they're coming out again. There's going to be an uprising by our enemies. We have to be in the streets at as high levels as if it was the first night. Because remember, when Ali Khamenei died, these people were like, oh no. Guys, when Ali Khamenei was killed, these people flooded the streets because they thought that our people are going to get motivated to come and do the final uprising and bring down the regime because there's no supreme leader. So they came out and occupied the street to stop an uprising. And now they're worried. Ever since then, ever since February 28, these people are worried that if they leave the streets, then the Iranian people will come into the streets and do an uprising. So they have been in the streets every single day since then to try to avoid an uprising. And now this guy is saying, like, come back in higher numbers because they're at it again. They're at it again. It's happening soon.
It will happen soon. He's not wrong. And then we have a message from Farhad here. The translators really let me down today. Okay, this one's good. Why should the ordinary people be subjected to economic pressure? This flag-waving minority, the Islamic Republic supporters, must pay the price instead. Jalili must replace Pezeshkian as soon as possible so that the country can recover. You might think in the first half of the message that this guy's an Iranian people supporter, but no. Jalili replacing Pezeshkian means Islamic Republic replacing the Islamic Republic. It's the same thing. This guy just doesn't support the current government. He wants a different administration to rule the Islamic Republic. This is something that's becoming increasingly popular, and perhaps it might get so popular that the Islamic Republic rolls with it. They say, okay, enough of our supporters are unhappy that our current administration, our elected officials are these people. Let's just change them ahead of time. Appease our regime supporters. Those are the most important people. We could even see something like that occur in the future. Here is our next one. All right. If our system's economic way to deal with America's economic rejection or their pressures is by driving up the price of the dollar by the oligarchs or the cronies, we are heading straight for collapse. If we really intend to survive, we must muzzle our cronies from now on, or else it will not be you die or that you die. Okay, that's the first half was pretty good, and then they got us in the second half. I mean, you're going to have to read this one as well for us if possible.
اگه راه اقتصادی نظام ما برای مقابله با طرد اقتصادی آمریکا با بالا کشیدن قیمت دلار توسط اولیگارش‌ها یا همون آقازاده‌ها است که مستقیم به سمت سقوط داریم پیش میریم. It's like if we're trying to fix the situation of fixing our economy, given what the Americans are doing to our economy, is if we're trying to bring back the price of the US, like to fix our currency using all the oligarchs, basically the children of the rich people, and not like, then we're screwed. Then we're done. It's over for us if this is how we're trying to do. But اگر واقعا تصمیم به ادامه حیات داره از الان دیگه باید یه پوزه بند به آقازادگاهش بزنه. So this person thinks that the problem, he's saying like they should shut down the mouth of the oligarchs in power. And by oligarchs, he means the liberals. And by liberals, he means the reformers, right? So this is one of those people who thinks that if we are trying to fix the economy using the so-called reformers, when we are done, it's over. But if you're serious about saving the economy, then you have to go put a muzzle on the mouths of all of these people, all of these rich people and their children. وگرنه این تو بمیری از دیگه از اون تو بمیری نیست. Like this, like this is over for us. It's over for us. So this is the person who thinks that part of the people in charge right now, they're the problem. The reformers, the moderates, the so-called liberals, in their opinion. That's what he thinks. What the hell is this?
Armin, you have to look at this. Guys, I saved the best for last today. As I'm scrolling through the news and the discussions of the Islamic Republic supporters, I come across this post made by the biggest news in the Islamic Republic. The news is this, okay? They give you detailed instructions on what to do if you're a wife, an Islamic wife, and you want to express dissatisfaction to your husband. If you're stressed out, how to properly tell your husband that you're unhappy, that you're stressed out. First of all, before we read what it says, which is hilarious. Oh, what?
I mean, like, the actual Islamic answer, if you want to know, is don't.
Oh, no. Yeah. We don't do that around here, is what they say.
Yes.
But why are they saying this, ladies and gentlemen? Many of you may have been married, even been married for a long time. Maybe you're divorced now, maybe you're not. What happens when you're unhappy with your partner? Usually, what is the reason? Other than, maybe there was a habit they do that really pisses you off. It's usually about money, right? That's why they're posting this. The Islamic Republic supporters are under pressure. The wives, who usually led really luxurious lives, are now not able to lead those luxurious lives. They're having to cut down on their spending in their households. And Fars News comes out and posts this right after all of this economic pressure comes out. Yeah, if your wife's unhappy, if you're the woman and you're unhappy, this is how you must respond to your husband. And it just says, just tell him, instead of, hey, you're really stressing me out right now with all the money talk, tell them, I feel like we could discuss our money a bit more. Things like that. Telling them advice on how to talk to their husbands about this. Armin, what is the response from these Islamic men going to be to their wives about this whining? What do you think?
So the problem is that in Iran, the power of women is more than the power of Islam. So is the power of men, to be exact, because of Pahlavi. So that means that unlike most Islamic societies, women have more of an influence in every household. Even in some jihadi households, the men cannot completely control their women. So the number one frustration for a lot of men right now is going to be their family seeing that their husband or father is not providing for them as much as they used to because of the hard economic conditions. And if you know men, you know that their source of anger and desperation and anxiety will be the highest when their family is noticing that they're not a provider. And that the sense of disappointment and failure to your family is the greatest source of stress for most men, right? When it comes to your role as the breadwinner to a family. So given that IRGC knows that the current economic conditions will make a lot of men so angry that these people might get angry with the regime and turn against the regime, including their own people, they're trying to reduce their number one source of frustration for these men, which will be their wives. Okay, so they're trying to get their wives off of their back so that they could get the men off of the Islamic Republic back. That's what this is, right? So the Islamic Republic is investing in trying to get the wives off of the men's back so it could get the men's off of the Islamic Republic's back. That's what they're trying to do.
Armin, please listen to this.
Okay.
To be heard, women should avoid this mistake. Sometimes the pain and fatigue are real, but the way they are expressed only creates a sense of guilt to the men instead of being heard. Blaming is one of these mistakes that puts a person in the position of a victim. So don't blame your husband. Don't make them have senses of guilt. That's exactly what you just said. Exactly what you just said. Sometimes a woman is truly tired and frustrated, but instead of directly expressing her needs, she repeats phrases like, I always have to, do this, or I always have to do that, or no one appreciates me. This method may generate attention in the short term, but in the long term, it makes the spouse tired and defensive, the husband. A better approach, instead of saying, I'm miserable because no one understands me, say, I'm really stressed these days and I need more support from you. Ladies in the chat, when you're angry and frustrated, would you go to your husband and say, I'm really stressed these days and I need more support from you at the peak of your anger? Or would you say more along the lines of, I'm miserable. You're not helping. You're not doing this. I'm always doing that. When you're angry, and these are what these people are getting to, is trying to have the women not blame the men, or at least not in a way that makes the men feel guilt or blame or anything like that. How desperate. Armin, I've never seen them post anything like this as long as I've been alive.
That is very desperate. Very absolutely desperate. And Ali, you know what I see this as? I see this as another curse of Pahlavi on the Islamic Republic. Because the position of women inside Iran is not the same as position of women in other, supposedly Islamic societies. Like Iran is not Islamic for that reason as well, right? Because in Islamic societies, men are more in control of their women, but not in Iran. In Iran, women have more autonomy because of Pahlavi. The Iranian women have become a curse upon the Islamic Republic because of what Pahlavi invested in Iran, because it wasn't like this before Pahlavi. During the Qajar dynasty, before the Pahlavi dynasty, women in Iran, their position was worse than Afghanistan today. But it's because of what Pahlavi, it was Pahlavi. Reza Shah and Muhammad Reza Shah are the world's most important feminists. These two men lifted the position of women in a society unlike no one else has ever done in such a short amount of time. And that lifting of their position in society has remained even after Pahlavi is gone during the Islamic Republic, even to the point where even in jihadi families, women cannot be controlled by their men. And that's the gift of Pahlavi. And this is why, in many ways, women have been a curse upon the Islamic Republic. And this is another continuation of that curse.
Yep. And that's actually a perfect segue to go into what we could have been. If you like, look at this chart. That red line is Iran. You can see that about 1975, 1976, we peaked in terms of GDP per capita, about $7,400 back in 1975. Then you look at it, 1980, the revolution time. Look at that. Look at that almost straight line from 1980 to 2026. Iranians are and by the way, that doesn't mean that you stayed as wealthy. That means you lost a lot of wealth for the past 47 years. And then look at the other countries here. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Countries like South Korea and Turkey, the gray line, this line right here is Turkey, okay? Sorry, that's South Korea. And then this blue line is Turkey. Look at them. They went up like that. And we stayed down there. Now, why? Because Armin said the foundations that Pahlavi, Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi gave us, and Reza Shah Pahlavi also gave us. What did they give us? They gave us the second biggest gas reserves in the world, the third biggest oil reserves in the world, half of the largest gas field on planet Earth, 300 days of sunshine in over 90% of the country, and 70% of our STEM graduates in 1979 were women. What did the Islamic Republic do with it? Well, In 1977, 2 years before the revolution, Iran's economy was 26% larger than Turkey, as you can see in the graph, and 65% larger than South Korea. Today, a Korean is 6 times richer than an Iranian, and a Turk is nearly 3 times richer than an Iranian. And we are now at least, by the way, at least 25% poorer than back then. That is the most conservative estimate. We all know it's way more than that. 50, 60, 70% poorer. I'm not going to be surprised. It is an absolute tragedy what Islamists have done to Iran. Coming soon to a home near you, if you live in New York City or Michigan. This is nothing new, by the way, and the propaganda that the Islamic Republic has had so much time to develop. Look at this. I found this newspaper.
Oh.
About our Crown Prince, Reza Pahlavi. This is an older newspaper, and this is one of the narratives that the Islamic Republic pushed. Reza Pahlavi, the world's richest kid in his airplane. His own customized Mini Cooper. The world's richest kid. The chief European correspondent. He is a kid who has everything. All of these
go
things.
Back to the title. It says the world's richest kid has only one friend, his dog. This is Reza Pahlavi. Look at the way that they displayed him.
He's the kid who has everything except money to jingle in his pockets. 17-year-old Reza Pahlavi never carries cash. He has no use for it. When he wants anything, all he does is say so. A car, he has his own. Also a motorbike specially designed for him. Also an airplane which he is licensed to fly. A place to call his own. He has a white marble palace with 100 ferocious armed guards. Yeah, you can just see it just goes on and on and on. This is the narrative that's been pushed for decades. And when you have decades to push propaganda like this, no wonder a lot of people around the world think that the Pahlavi family were dictators, were this, were that.
Where is this from? What country?
This is from the Peter Aubrey Trent, the Midnight Globe, chief European correspondent for, I guess, the Midnight Globe.
I have a question. Do European princes, the prince and princesses in Europe, do they go to store and buy their own stuff? So this is a prince in Iran, and they're like, oh, he just asks for things, and he doesn't have to worry about money. He just asks for things and they bring it to him. So for example, in the UK or in Sweden or in Norway or in Denmark, do royalty there, they have their own cash and they go to the store and they buy their like hot dog or like they buy their own stuff? Isn't the same thing with the European royalty? Isn't just the same thing with the emperor in Japan? Like a teenager from that family, do they go walk down the street with some money in their pocket and they buy their own stuff? Like, what are you talking about? Like, he's a prince. He's living the same life as the princes in Europe.
Yep. But these are just some examples of that. And let's get into Mr. Tom Barrack.
What hypocrites.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, in Syria and Turkey, we have a special, and by I mean special, I mean special presidential envoy to Syria and Turkey, special in every sense of the word, came out and said some directly against the Trump administration talking points on a X podcast with Mario Nafal. Since then, he's retracted his statement as he was forced to by Marco Rubio, who is now looking to fire him, but hasn't yet. And he's on the hot seat. Tom Barrack, ambassador, is in the hot seat. He's on thin ice. and everyone is now calling for his removal. Give you guys a quick update on that. And then going into the US news, our oil reserves have now fallen to the lowest level that they have been in 50 years. Take a look at here. Here's where we are, right down there. So again, nothing lasts forever. We got to use that up. But just how long can we stay down here? Maybe the solution to the oil reserves, as Donald Trump has posted on Truth Social today, is to simply just grab the Strait of Hormuz. I like this image. You know why? Because the circle of the Strait of Hormuz is like literally a third of the United Arab Emirates. That's like a third of their land. So hey, go for it. Close these out.
Good thing it says Persian Gulf there.
Yep. And the second thing that the Islamic Republic, that Donald Trump has posted on Truth Social is this. He posted Ghalibaf, and it says, Iran parliament speaker says, we are hungry. We cannot survive. He posted this at midnight. About, 14 hours ago. Yeah.
Can I show you something? Explain that. Well, I want to show you something in relationship to that, because that is really
funny
good.
Is this? Ghalibaf is being posted on Truth Social with the weakest, most groveling statements. We are hungry. We cannot survive. Oof. Put some pressure on him. Oh, man, he's not going to be happy. And neither are other people in the Islamic Republic. They're going to attack him to the maximum. In fact, I can't wait for the propaganda pieces to come out with this piece of news.
Oh, Ali, you're so correct. What? You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. I got you. You were waiting for... guys, let's see. Ali knows what's up. Ali says that he knows that President... So Ghalibaf came out and said, we're hungry, we cannot survive. Right? Okay. That's what Ghalibaf said. Trump is saying, posted that like, look, it's working. Look at, don't listen to me. Ghalibaf is saying. So Ali is thinking to himself, I cannot wait for people to start attacking Ghalibaf for giving such a win to President Trump. Well, Ali, you do not have to wait. Raja
All right,
News.
what do they say?
Raja News.
That's the supreme leader, media, right?
That's Paidari. Raja News is Paidari. Paidari Camp News from the Paidari, which is attacking now Ghalibaf, saying this. بازنشر سخنان غالیباف توسط ترامپ با عنوان ما گرسنه هستیم و توان ایستادگی نداریم. They're saying, look at this. Trump is reposting Ghalibaf. So Ghalibaf said something. Trump reposted Ghalibaf. The ideological pressure camp people, the jihadi people, are saying, look how Ghalibaf is screwing us over by giving such a win to President Trump. Basically, they're saying somebody shut this man up. Somebody shut this man up because he's keep acting like we're losing, and the Americans are using him as a way to show that we're losing.
Perfect.
Yes.
You know, someone else had another bad day. Asim Munir, the leader of Pakistan, had a tough day as well. So he comes to Tehran. Okay, told you guys he would be traveling to Tehran today. This guy comes to Tehran. This one. I think it was this one. Oh wait, no, that's that. Let me go back to here and there. Okay. He goes to Tehran today, and he meets with Ghalibaf, the interior minister, the economic minister, the head of the national security, everyone. He meets with everyone. He got the same message from all of them, which was, from the economic ministers, he got the message, hey, we can't keep on going like this, but we don't trust the Americans. Everyone else kept telling him, we don't trust the Americans. We don't trust the Americans. This guy got messages from the US to deliver to the Islamic Republic. He delivers them. His message is the same. We don't trust the US. Now, why is he upset? Why is he having a bad day? Because Pakistan has so many deals with the IRGC. So many smuggling, laundering, just black market deals. And now that economic D-Day is going to be taken into effect, Asim Munir really wanted the negotiations to occur. He's going to be hurting. He's going to be hurting real bad from now on. So, let me take a look here at Is this today? Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay, guys. So another ship was hit today, actually just now, about 30 minutes ago. Whew.
Wow.
So a ship was hit last night in the Red Sea, which is near the Bab el-Mandeb. And then as of pretty much, let's just say an hour ago, a ship was hit in the Strait of Hormuz as well. Sheesh. All right. Oh, wow. The vessel has been struck by an unknown projectile, causing damage to the engine room and disabling the vessel. Usually, the IRGC just strike the ship. Usually, they're not so precise to hit the engine room and disable the ship there. That's interesting. That could
might
possibly
be the Americans.
Be the U.S. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the Americans shot at the ship.
Yeah, that could very much be.
But wait a minute, the Americans don't hit there. The Americans hit ships at the blockade is not there. The blockade is farther out in the Gulf of Oman.
Yeah, we'll see. Ugh.
That's interesting. Why would a ship be so precisely hit around the Strait of Hormuz? Either the Islamic Republic got lucky being so precise, or the United States is doing something somewhere that they usually don't.
You know what's interesting, though? Maybe this is some hidden tech from the Islamic Republic. Look, this guy, another fossil, came out with a statement today. He says, the IRGC, this is him, we have unknown methods to the Americans. The Americans don't know our full capabilities. Okay. He also said, yeah, we strike a ship once or twice a week. We're carrying out surveillance through another method, not satellites, that the Americans are not yet able to detect. Really? Well, if we weren't able to detect that, why are you talking about it? It seems kind of stupid to be talking about that on media here. And he said, if we cannot see in the darkness of night, how are we able to strike with precision? That's a question that Americans should ask themselves. And the answer is actually pretty clear. For if you've been listening to our show, we've been telling you that in the Strait of Hormuz, they bring little attack boats, those little ones, and they put missile launchers on the attack boats and civilian radars, because they don't have any more bigger ones, to find out where the ships are, and then they drive right up to the ship, boom, hit it. That's what they do. And as a result of that, Dan Kane came out today in a press statement, which is the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the military right now. He said, yeah, we're actually dumping a bunch of Apache helicopters and A-10s into the Persian Gulf right now to help with targeting these fast attack boats. That's how the IRGC is able to target ships. No big secret. We've been talking about it for a while. It's getting a little bit worse for the IRGC, however. In Sistan Balochistan, repeatedly, this area of the country, the southeast, the IRGC casualty and death numbers are probably up in the 30s or 40s at this point. We've had another Basij that was assassinated today, just hours ago, and his funeral is going to be held tomorrow. That's him right there. The IRGC said that there were some criminals. That's all they said. They gave no other details. We all know that these are the Baluchi, either separatists or freedom fighters that are attacking the IRGC systematically over the past 4 months. They've got they've got intelligence officers, airspace officers, Basij, everyone, even police, who they deem need to go. Okay, we have a couple pieces of auxiliary news here. The Iraqis were selling oil at about, or were attempting to, and may have been successful in, selling oil at a $30 discount to China. Wow. $30 discount. That's essentially free. That is why the Chinese ships, when they came through the Strait of Hormuz, they loaded up on Iraqi oil and not Islamic Republic oil. And that's why the Chinese ships can't leave the Strait of Hormuz, is because they didn't buy Iranian oil. Hey, it is what it is, right? And in other news, before we get into the super chat, Benjamin Netanyahu has now reported that the IRGC have hired and attempted to and carried out an assassination attempt on at least one of his sons.
Yeah. Did you hear the news about the? Yes, of course you did. But I just wanted to also mention, and now that you're mentioning this, that Baron Trump was just received a $10 million bounty by the Islamic Republic.
Yep. The U.S. kind of fired back, and actually, I'm not even going to say that. They didn't fire back, but instead, the United States is now rewarding anyone who has information that leads to top IRGC commanders $10 million. Up to $10 million for information on IRGC's leaders here. So, any Iranians who may be watching this from inside Iran, $10 million. Yeah. Keep in mind, guys, they're making this bounty right now as the economic pressure is the highest, and they're asking the IRGC to defect. Could there be some insiders here that perhaps contact Mossad and the CIA, give up some information for money? Wouldn't be unknown. It's not like it hasn't happened before. It has happened before.
Can I show something regarding Baron Trump? So this just came out. Iran's regime has placed a $10 million bounty on Baron Trump following the release of an IRGC-linked video tracking Melania Trump. IRGC Media and State TV Channel 3 have now leaked confidential location and movement logs of Baron Trump, declaring him within striking range. So before I play this, I want to just say, YouTube.
Oh wait,
I
don't think we should play it, because the last couple of times when they did release these videos on Melania, Donald, and stuff like that, I remember being like, we shouldn't show this.
Okay. Should I play it without the audio? Or no?
No, I think people get the gist.
Okay.
That may be one of the things that might get us in trouble.
Should I just show one screen, just image?
Yeah, probably just like a frame. Yeah.
Okay, so it's just. Wait, hold on. Let me.
Yeah, guys, look at this. This is detailed. Who he talks to, where he goes, what he does, where to find him.
Hold on. Let's see. He's playing video games. Yes. So it goes over the details of his life and all his movements in detail on how to find him and collect a $10 million reward. And again, YouTube, we are just reporting on this. We're against terrorism. We're against this message. We're exposing the Islamic Republic, right?
Yeah.
And what they're trying to do.
The disgusting Islamic Republic. This should never happen.
So it's interesting. So because some people might ask, Ali, why are they doing this? Isn't this asking for trouble? Like, wouldn't this motivate President Trump to want to attack them if they're going after his son? And you know what the answer to that question is? Because no, they're not suicidal. So why would they do this?
To show their own supporters they're strong and big.
Yes, that, but also on top of that, this is part of the regime that wants President Trump to attack. This is part of the regime that thinks that if the current isolation without war is killing them. And they're putting this message out there to make it more difficult for President Trump not to attack, because they think their survival could only come with military escalation. Yes, exactly. Physicists gets it. Like they want to be attacked.
All you people in the chat. Yep. People people are on it. People are on it. So guys, with that, let's just read our super chats here. And our first one is from Joanne, who says, I hope we are another step closer today. Free Iran. Yeah, here's the thing. It is a step closer. We just have to wait and see what China's response is going to be to this, and just how much pressure Scott Bessent is willing to put on China. Quick thing, guys, really important thing. The UAE is now on board. The UAE by itself being on board will not result in the Islamic Republic feeling the pressure at the maximum level. They will eventually be able to adjust for the fact that the UAE is not with them anymore, and they'll get around it and stay in power. But if you do the UAE and China at the same time, that's when they're seriously in trouble. That is why the US is targeting China with these. Thank you so much, Joanne.
Thank you, Joanne.
And Leo, Leo, I made you a moderator. And yes. Steve, if you're watching this, come back. And Leo says, joining the dark side today. Hope you win, Ali. Well, there you go. Made you a mod just for that. Of course, yeah.
Now Leo is mod on both sides.
Yay.
You see? Yes.
But
guys, yeah, today you won. Ali, you won in the first 5 minutes. First 5 minutes, you won. See, they have your back.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you, Leo, for the super chat. Appreciate that. And Joanne also says,
yes, Leo. How could you, Leo? Yes.
And Joanne also said he is going to win today, Leo. Yeah, they were right.
Yes.
They were right. They pulled up.
Right. Yeah. Yes. When you got to 10, I was at 0. 5 minutes in, you won. New record, I think, huh?
It's okay, because I only got 10 in total, and then you got the other 27, I think. Just saying, guys, it's not all what you seem. I'm kidding. Thank you so much, Joanne. I did win today. And our next one is from Fizz Endgicist, who says, Durudustan, hello, friends. Hit like and subscribe button. We hit 5,800 subscribers during our live stream today.
You
almost
are
at 6K.
How much further from 6K?
200 more.
200 more. Okay. Nice.
Yep.
Guys, get Ali to 10K before his birthday.
And I'll put the link in the chat here.
When is his
birthday? This is the link to my channel. It's in the chat if you guys open that up. All right. Thank you so much, Fizz Industries, who also gave us a super sticker. Appreciate that very much.
Thank you, Fizz.
Our next one is from Sarah Ocean, who says, here's to the people of Iran. Javid Shah.
Javid Shah.
I mean, you notice there's not a single message from Sarah that's not extremely positive.
Yeah. We need her positivity. I don't know, Sarah, I don't know if you could continue without your positivity in our channel.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Sarah. Javid Shah. And Wes Downer, thank you so much for the super sticker.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. And Shauna says, Prince.
Thank you.
Prince Ali. Or Prince was a Pahlavi. Oh, yeah, she did. Prince Ali. There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And Biz Endrisis, who says, let's go.
And
I think that's probably around where I got to confetti. Thank you so much, Fizz. Appreciate that. And thank you, Shauna, as well. You guys are great.
Thank you.
And we have a message from Veronica Redeemed. Let me make this bigger so I can read it.
Yeah. You want me to read it?
اندیشه‌ام در راه تو که ارزشی دارد این جان ما پاینده باد خاک ایران ما. Yeah.
So the
this
first
is song.
part says,
I hum this song in my head like every day, 10 times
really?
at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first part says مهر تو چون شد پیشم دور از تو نیست اندیشم. So when because of your love, it's talking to Iran. Because of your after your love for me, my mind will always be on you, Iran. And my life is worthless without you, Iran, without the Iranian soil. So my life as an Iranian is worthless without the Iranian soil.
One of my favorite songs of all time. Thank you so much, Veronica. Love that. And our next super chat is from Amir the Cricket. Thank you very much, who keeps track for us. So now it's 15 points to Armin and 8 points to me because I won today.
Yes.
7 away. Just got to win a week in a row. We're there.
Yeah. Thank you, Amir. Thank you for keeping track.
Thank you, Amir. Appreciate that very much. And
Whoa.
Jets with the amazing support with the 20 gifted memberships for Liberty
20.
Politics. Whoa.
Thank you so much. Jets. 20. You're still here, Jets? Are you still here? Thank you so much. That's very kind. That's very sweet. 20 people are now members because of Jets. Is Jets here still here? Thank you, Jets. Oh, yes, he's still here. Saying, yeah, brother. Okay, thank you. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Jets. That's awesome. Thank you very much. And our next one is from Miss Hypnotic, who says, I had a thought today. Could the person that Trump was talking to be Khomeini's grandson? No.
Khomeini's grandson, Hassan Khomeini, has no power. He doesn't have, he can't decide things. So Trump would want to talk to somebody that could actually make things happen, change things, not just a spokesperson. But good question.
Exactly. Yeah, good question. Thank you, Ms. Hypnotic. We like questions like that. Appreciate that. So you can just rule out whoever has power.
Yes, exactly. In fact, Trump was so frustrated with Ghalibaf that he was trying to go directly to Vahidi. The reason why he was trying to switch from Ghalibaf to Vahidi is because Ghalibaf was not able to deliver. He wasn't so they wanted to go directly to IRGC. So if Vahidi is up here and Ghalibaf is down here, Hassan Khomeini will be all the way down on the 20 floors down when it comes to ability to make decisions.
Yeah. And our next one is from Joanne, who says 200 subs to 6,000, Annie. I know.
Woo! Make it happen, guys. Subscribe to Ali.
I gotta remind myself that it's not exactly normal.
Yes, it's not normal for you to get 6,000 subscribers in such a short amount of time. It's not normal.
Like 3.5 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Thank you, Joanne.
Great job,
really
Ali.
appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Really, thank you all. And thank you so much, Joanne. Our next one is from Fun Sun with the jewels. Thank you very much. And CJ, who says, woohoo, Ali. Thank you. Thank you, CJ.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate that. And on the flip side, then we have a super chat opposite to CJ's from Alistair Newman, who says, Team Armin. Oh,
it's not opposite, guys. I mean, thank you, Alice. Thank you, Alistair. Yes.
Thank you, Alistair.
Hey, guys, a support for Ali is a support for us.
It's for us, yeah.
Support for us. Yes, yes.
We just like to act,
Yes, we are acting. Just guys, let's make sure we're having fun with this, but let's make sure we remember that we're acting, okay? And Alistair, thank you so much. And Alistair is now a major contributor in our group calls. And I really love his takes. I really love his takes. So thank you, Alistair, for coming and participating in our group calls, and really nuanced takes that I'm learning from, and I appreciate having him there. Are you still here, Alistair? Let me know in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, true. And if you guys want to talk to us, just click on the link in the description. It'll send you to our group discussion website. Our next one is from Amir the Cricket, who has gifted me 5 memberships. Oh, thank you very much. Guys, if you got a membership in my chat, say something, test it out. You get some new emojis. Thank you very much, Amir. Really appreciate that. That's awesome.
But I forgot when Alistair, when I was talking about the group calls. Guys, we have group calls every single day. And the links to the group call is in the group. The group is in the description and also in the QR code at the top left. So check it out.
Whoa. Wow. Thank you so much, Amir. Really appreciate that. And Channel with our next super chat, who says, friends are traveling to Israel September 2nd to 29th. Safe? Yeah, of course. Israel will keep good care of its of anyone within its borders, of course.
Yes. In fact, Israel is one of the safest places on earth. And I've been to Israel, and it's one of the only places that I want to keep going back to. I've traveled to so many countries, I've lost count. And the only places that I want to go back to a lot is Rome, Jerusalem, and Tokyo. So beautiful.
And then Channel was, just to make sure about his friends, was asking, do you predict high probability of war for this period? High probability does not mean war will happen, right? But I do think so. I do think in mid to late September onwards, we do have a high probability, just in my own personal opinion, because we can't continue economically like this. Things are going to break sooner than later. And thank you.
So here's the thing. In Israel, even in the middle of war in Israel, you're safe. I mean, sometimes people die, but even in the most extreme situations, when you're being bombarded by missiles and drones in Israel, you're still more likely to die in a car accident than die by a missile. Right?
Yeah.
Way more likely.
Yeah, don't worry about your friends for war. But thank you, Channel. Appreciate that very much. And our next one is from Justin, who says, yeah, there you go. Israelis in the chat saying it's accurate. Our next one is from Justin saying, are there any safe countries that are accepting Iranian citizens wanting to flee and get out right now? Yeah, but maybe not like the most ideal countries.
The issue the issue is that the Iranian passport is worthless, right? And the issue is like how to travel to any of these countries, because if you could figure that out, the rest of it is easier, right? But the Iranian passport is worthless, that people do not accept. As an Iranian, it's hard to get visas in most countries, right? I do recommend to Iranians not to go for places that everybody else wants to go. You know what I mean? Like European countries or North American countries. Like try to find, there are other safe countries that are, you might not have as the ideal life that you want, but you might have a good chance of at least, leaving, not being in danger, right? I do have to say that many Iranians want to stay and rebuild their countries as well, but many of them do want to leave. And it's not about safety. It's mostly about really horrible economic conditions and trying to find a better opportunity. If it is about safety, they have to look at everywhere, not just these places where it's more ideal for economic conditions, But because most people are leaving so that they could find job opportunities and a better lifestyle somewhere else, they mostly look at Europe and North America.
Yeah.
Canada, for example.
It's hard. Yeah. Any safe countries? I don't know. Like
Canada.
Pakistan's not safe. Afghanistan's not safe. Yeah.
Canada and Germany are
Yeah.
main destinations. Yeah.
Thank you, Justin. And our next one is from Shauna, who says, I think Trump is going for this because economic strangling has been working, unlike Vance's appeasement.
Yes.
Scott Bessent said appeasement does not work with this regime, and anyone who has been trying to appease it or work with it, the Persian Gulf Arab countries, are going to be targeted as well if they don't change their ways. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely, Shauna.
Thank you, Shauna.
Agree with that. Thank you very much for the super chat.
Yeah. I agree with you. Shauna has the best takes.
All right.
Veronica
says,
okay. یه دل میگه برم یه دل میگه نرم جیگرتو بخورم طاقت نداره دلم بی تو چه کنم پیش به افتخار. Oh, this is what is the song called? So Sultan Qalban.
Yeah.
The song that Nika Sharkarami was singing. The 16-year-old girl who was sexually molested and killed by the regime in the most barbaric, evil way because she was fighting for freedom. So Ali, can you know the song? Can you sing it? Because you're a good singer. Can you sing this?
No.
No. Will you read it all this time? یه دل میگه برم یه دل میگه نرم جیگرتو بخورم طاقت نداره دلم بی تو چیکار کنم. So it's saying this is a song about a lover, and she's saying the song goes like this: one heart tells me to go and go, the other heart tells me not to go. So like you want to go to speak to your lover, and you have one heart telling you go, and another heart is telling you no, don't go. Like, and you don't know what to do. And still my heart can't take this anymore. I can't do this without you. And that's what the song says. So it's a very beautiful song. It's the
it
best
doesn't
song.
say Jigareto Bokhoram. That's not in the song. So it goes.
That's what she's saying to us, I think.
Oh yeah. یه دل میگه برم یه دلم میگه نرم چی کار کنم من دلم بی تو چگویم. It's like that.
There you go. Yes.
And then it goes like, در بازه های دلم رو like all these things about how you broke open the gates to my heart. I can't be without you. My mind tells me not to. My heart tells me to be with you. All these different things. And actually the composer of that song, who wrote it many decades ago during the Shah's time, now lives in Brazil. And I actually know his grandson. Thank you so much, Veronica, who also said, I sent it in her honor last, Nika Shakarami. I sent it in her honor last time, but you didn't read to the end of my chat. You got it this time.
Oh, okay. But we did play Nika Shakarami's song last time. We did do that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. That was because of you, Veronica.
So, sorry that we didn't read it full. Next time we will make sure we always read it.
And thank you for reminding us.
Yes, thank you for even though it's sad to remember Nika, but we still always need to remember her. Always.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you, Veronica. And our next one is by Nechama, who says, I love people who are sober, focused, deliberate, and competent. Wishing Scott and his colleagues the best of luck for the sake of us all, and loving this example of leadership and strategy thus far. Yep. I love the way he started his speech. He came out, you can tell that he was pumping adrenaline through his veins, and he came up and he had definitely rehearsed that, and he was going all out. He's like, yeah, we're gonna mess them up. I was like, okay.
Yeah. And Nechama, you're 100% right. It seemed like it's a very smart strategy. It's working. And obviously it's not enough, but it's doing what it's intended to do. The main thing I wish it was being added, the main two things that needs to be added is arming the Iranian people and just unleashing Israel and letting them go and kill regime officials. So this is so good. This Operation Economic Outcast is so good, and it's doing what it's intended to do. Two things need to be added: is one, arm the Iranian people; two, unleash Israel, unleash the Jews, unleash the Jews, unleash the Jews and the jihadis,
unleash them.
Yes.
And thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Glad you're feeling good about it. Our next one is from Nail Bunny, who says, I love Scotty B. Yeah, at this point, me too.
Me too. Nail Bunny, are you still here? I love, you know what I love? Ali, I love the fact that the Islamic Republic is getting their behind handed to them by a gay man, because it's extra humiliating that, because they're very anti-gay, and they find it like there's only one thing for the Islamic Republic more degrading than a woman taking such a strong position against them, and that's a gay man doing that to them. So nothing is more humiliating to them than a gay man coming out and speaking so strongly against them and humiliating them. Right? So it's perfect that he's gay. Right?
Yeah.
Is nobody still here?
You know, maybe the only worst thing would be a gay woman.
No, because a gay woman would be at least a little bit, in their opinion, manly. Okay, like, okay, so she's not like a woman. She's kind of like a man. I don't know. In it depends. Is to them, is it a gay woman that is still feminine, or like, I don't know. They have their hierarchy.
I don't know. They should take a look at their own supreme leader. Did you guys know the supreme leader is gay? Anyone who didn't know?
Yes.
Now you know.
Yes. So Fizanges is saying Mushtaba likes it. I don't know. I don't think Mushtaba is Scott Bessent's type. So he should stay away.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. I mean, to be fair, Scott Bessent is not Mushtaba's type either, because he's too old.
True. It's too many jokes we can make on that one.
Oh my God.
Then we have our next one from Veronica Redeemed, who says, you can't tell Ali to learn this. He's already played it for us.
Okay.
Iran بهشت من روشن از تو سر نوشت من. Oh, this is this the other Iran song? The second one?
Yes. So this one is should I translate, or do you want to do it?
Yeah, go for it.
Saying, you can't tell Ali to learn this from us. He's already played it. Okay. Saying, ای ایران ای خرم بهشت من روشن است تو سرنوشت من گر آتش بارد به پیکرم جز مهرت بر دل نپرورم. So he's saying, oh Iran, my heaven, my future, my destiny is brightened with you. My destiny has been brightened by you. If fire rains upon my body, even if fire rains upon my body, nothing more than your love will I grow inside my heart. So no love other than the love for you will grow inside my heart, even if my entire body gets rained upon by fire.
Yeah.
Thank you
very
much.
who also sent us another one like this. Let's also read this one. طاقت بیاره هم میهن زنده میشه این وطن این آخرین نبرد رها نکن دوست من رها نکن دوست من بخند با چشمم. You go for it. I know you already finished reading it.
طاقت بیار هم میهن زنده میشه این وطن این آخرین نبرد رها نکن دست من بخند با چشم گریون بجنگ تو با دل و جون پهلوی برمیگرده روزای خواب پیش و رومون. So he's saying, stay resilient, my compatriot, fellow Iranians. Our country will be alive one day. This is the final battle. Don't let go of my hand. Smile with eyes full of tears. Fight with your heart and with your life. Pahlavi will return. Beautiful days are coming.
What's that from, Veronica?
Yeah, where's that?
I like that one. Thank you so much for the beautiful songs and poetry. Really like that one. Let me know what that one's from. And our next one is from Jagatai with the 10 jewels. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Sean Grams says double uprising time.
Double uprising time.
I can't wait for it to happen. Then the alligrams are all worth it. Thank you, Sean.
Yes.
And Ariksan says October 23rd, boom, next day, Israeli election on the 27th is canceled. Oh, it is?
No, it's not like you said. Okay, so
maybe they're saying.
Understand.
They're saying they're saying October 23rd is when the sanctions end, and then we strike the day afterwards. That will cause the elections 4 days later to be canceled in Israel.
So you're suggesting that if there are military strike around that time, then the elections in Israel will be canceled or postponed.
Yeah. Thank you, Ariksan.
Thank you, Ariksan.
Let me just get for them. Yeah, they said yes. There we go. Okay, we got it. Thank you.
We got it. We decoded.
That'd be great. That would be great.
Well, we don't want the elections to get canceled, though, in Israel.
Right.
Yes. Water. There we go.
All right, back. And thank you, Trish Hawks, for the jewels. And thank you, Kevin Shaw, for the Liberty Politics membership.
Cappy. Thank you, Cappy. Cappy. Yes.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Cappy, yes.
Gotcha. Thank you very much, Kevin. And Black Cat says Armin should bring out his Durka boy character for alligrams.
Do you want
the
that?
Durka boy?
So with the green, green Shia thing.
No. We're very respected here. We don't.
Yes, I think Ali. This is Ali's excuse. He's like, no, we're gonna keep it professional. Okay, that's why he doesn't want me to go full Shia with the green thing and the sunglasses and the black shirt. That's his excuse. But the real reason why he doesn't want me to do that is because he has an allergic reaction to everything Shia. He will puke out in front of all of us. He cannot take it. If I go full Shia, Ali would just get up and leave.
So, you guys should see my reactions. I mean, you should see my reaction when I'm reading through the Islamic Republic supporter messages and I go through all the religious Durka stuff. I'm just like,
right.
But hey, if that's what you guys want, then that's what you guys will get. But just not tomorrow. Tomorrow we have an important guest coming. We can't have him think we're like that.
Yes. I should email them.
Yeah.
You know,
just
guys,
to
too
confirm.
bad we got rid of the punishments, because we could have made Ali watch one of those Madahi videos, the Haydar songs. Just go through
Ooh.
watching one.
That's bad. Thank you, Black Cat. So, a quick
Thank you.
reminder, guys. Tomorrow we have a guest from FDD who will be coming onto our show, and we will interview him, and we'll also show him some of the points and see what he thinks on things. Oh no.
So, guys, it might be unprofessional for me to go full Durka, okay? But not with this guy, okay? So we could go full Haydar with my goats here. Okay, just
Oh,
need a black
wow.
shirt for. Yes. Hold on, there you go. Just need a black shirt, and it will be complete. Haydar. There we go. Okay.
Oh man. Yeah, guys, you have to behave tomorrow. Everyone has to behave tomorrow.
Yes, we're gonna be.
And our next one is from Vanquish saying, Durud Armin and Saman. I think that's me. My name is Ali Samani. Is there any documentary showing how Iran has been receiving payments for its oil exports over the years, especially recently? Yeah. But they're
Yes.
in Farsi.
Yeah.
Although you could probably search it up on YouTube and find stuff like that. Just search up Iran's shadow fleet.
Ooh.
Should be able to come up.
I think actually I know one. Wait, hold on. Let me find it.
The shadow fleet. I know, right, guys? Did you see what he did to his goat?
What are people?
Unbelievable. Right, guys?
Wait, what are you guys doing? It's fine.
Oh, nothing.
I'm trying to find you guys a video, and you're going behind my back. Okay, I don't. I'm gonna find this. Okay, I'll find it. Okay, keep that comment start. Go to the next one while I find this, but keep it start. Okay, don't remove this start.
And Newsbren says, I'm an economist, and I do not agree only in terms of money. They can print money and live with inflation. At one point, Venezuela did it and lived with 1.5 million inflation.
Okay, let me
Venezuela. Let me just. If you're an economist, let me ask you this question. Okay, I have your answer. Let me just check the number of this real quick. All right, so the population of Venezuela is 28 million. The population of Iran is 94 million. It's like 3 times. It's over 3 times the population. Not the same thing. Can't happen. Can't happen.
They can't just print money and live with inflation at one point. No, they can't. Venezuela did it and lived with 1.5 million inflation. There's a difference. There's a main difference. The Iranian people are not going to tolerate this. I don't know what conditions that the Venezuelan people lived in, but I haven't seen a million people, more than 5 million people coming out in front of bullets to try to topple the regime in Venezuela. Yeah. I haven't seen uprising after uprising after uprising, and every time the one before bigger than before, the one before in Venezuela in the same way that the Iranian people come up. So there's a difference. So you say they can print money and live with it with inflation? Who can? The Islamic Republic can? Because the Iranian people will not tolerate that. Yes.
Thank you for the super chat. Our next one is from Samantha with the jewels, the girl power sticker.
Yes, this was in response to us talking about Pahlavi lifting up elevating the position of the Iranian woman. So she did girl power. Thank you, Samantha.
Thanks, Samantha. And Newsbren, who says, don't think about parity. It's just toilet paper, but it's still an exchange paper. There's books about it. Pseudo-currency. We already have pseudo-currency in Iran. iPhones, cars, anything that could hold value, those are the real currency at the moment. The paper currency is worthless.
Yes, people trade. Even we are also moving towards the dollarization of the economy.
Yeah. So basically, like the things that you're seeing, Newsbren, are accelerated and have been problems for a long time, and the people are not going to have it. So then Newsbren also says, my hypothesis is that they will build an atomic bomb and become like North Korea. No economy, only poor people. They will have deterrence. How will the world deal with that? They are sick radical terrorists. You're right. They are sick radical terrorists. But that's why Donald Trump's point is no nuclear weapons. I think you want to say something too?
Yeah, the big difference is the Iranian people are not like Venezuelan people. The Iranian people are like not like North Korean people. Here's the problem that the Islamic Republic has. The Iranian people experience Pahlavi. And the Iranian people will not stop fighting the regime until the regime falls. North Korea is a false analogy. You're underestimating the Iranian people. You keep comparing the Iranian regime with North Korean regime and Venezuelan regime, but what you fail to do is compare the people. If you compare the people, your comparison doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's just not, it's not apples to apples. It's apples to oranges, what you're doing. Yeah. And thank you for your thoughts on the matter. We do appreciate those. Thank you, Newsbren. And Jennifer Smith became a YouTube member. Welcome on board. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for being a member. Thank you for your support.
Yeah. Yes. And Nyla, who says, we can forgive you for what you've done to our children. We can't forgive you. Forgive what you've forced us to do to your children. We can forgive you for what you've done to our children. We can't forgive what you forced us to do to your children.
To your children. It's a very famous, yes, president is former Israeli president. It's a very famous quote by Golda Meir. Very famous quote. A lot of people quote that. Yeah, the terrorists, the Arab terrorists. He tells them like, we might even be able to forgive you for killing our children, but you forced us to kill your children, and that's unforgivable. There's another quote from guys. Is this a Golda Meir quote? I think this is another Golda Meir quote. Yes, it is. I actually love this quote of her even more than this is a great quote, but this one is even better. Ali, listen to this. This is what she said. He said the war will not, with the Arabs, will not stop until they start learning to love their children more than they hate us.
Oh, I've heard that.
Yes. Is that a quote, guys? I think that's a true. It's a quote.
I resonate with that one.
Yes,
I resonate with that one. This one, though, I don't resonate with this one. No, I can neither forgive what they did to our children, nor can I forgive what they will force us to do to their children. But maybe before January 8th, I would have. Yeah.
So the thing is that's from a position of the people, right? But from a position of a government, you have to work for peace, right? And this is somebody like Princess of Pahlavi. That quote is something like Princess of Pahlavi would say, because at the end of the day, if you keep wanting to continue the circle of violence, then we will never have peace, right? So from a position of somebody in charge, that makes sense. Oh, here's the full quote. Is this the actual quote? There will be peace when Arab mothers love their children more than they hate Israeli children. There you go. That's it, I think. Yeah. That's a beautiful quote.
And Nala said, but to live for your children, you must forgive.
Exactly. Exactly. Because even if you lost, yes.
I'll work on it. And thank you, Nyla. Great point. I'll think about that. Thank you for the super chat. Our next one is from Budman's wife, who says, love you boys. Awesome show. Thank you. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
We would be nothing without you guys, really.
Yes.
Appreciate you guys so much.
True.
Thank you so much, Budman's wife, for the super chat. And our next one, very generous gift here from
thank
KP
you.
with the 20
KP.
memberships for my channel. Really appreciate that, KP. Thank you so much. I saw a bunch of people get memberships, and I was like, whoa.
Auntie K from Florida.
Auntie K from Florida. Yeah, and everyone was saying, thank you for gift memberships. I got a membership. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Also, Auntie K, let me know what decor or what you guys want to see behind me. Because I know some people talk about that. So just wondering that. And thank you so much, Auntie K.
The flag. We should see the flag. We should see your flag. Yeah.
I have the pipe. Okay, there we go. Blend it in. Thank you so much. And I think you highlighted these ones.
Yes, hold up. Let me make it so that people can see my flag when we have the show. There we go. That's better. Yeah, okay. So yes, it's a great group. I enjoyed the conversations and the wealth of knowledge here. Thank you so much. I just wanted to highlight that because I thought it was very kind. Thank you. If you want more of that, make sure you join our discussion group. We have daily group calls there, so you could, instead of just listening to us, you could come talk to us. Ali's there, I'm there, and here's our group. Here's no, not this one. This one. Look at this, guys. This is our discussion group. The link is in the description. The link is in the QR code in the top left. So scan it or click on it and come, and you will meet a lot of people, a lot more people like Ali and I, and a lot of other people there that are there every day. Oh, guys, the next group call is free. So in 13 hours, we have a group call. And Ali, you have a group call tomorrow, correct?
Yep.
So Ali, guys, if you want to speak to Ali, if you want to go talk to him, join the group today. The link is in the description, and it's open to all. It's in the QR code. Ali will be there, and it's not recorded. It's not going to be live streamed. And you could just sit there with Ali and talk to him, ask him questions, give him your opinions. So check it out today. Check the link in the description before you lose the free call tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys show up. You can show up for 5 minutes. You can show up for an hour, whatever you want.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for that message. Our next one is from Jewish Samantha, who says, Nika Shakerami, born October 2nd, 2005, killed by the Islamic Republic on September 20th, 2022, forever 16 years old.
Forever 16 years old.
17, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Jewish Samantha.
Okay.
Appreciate that very much. And, oh, wow, Cristiano Ronaldo says, hi, Armin. My Iranian friend told me she is worried and scared that economic pressure might cause famine in Iran. I hope that doesn't happen. Famine is going to be caused by the Islamic Republic. And it's coming. It's actually on its way. People aren't talking about this enough.
Yeah.
The farmers, again, the farmers give their harvest to the government. The government gives them money. The government has not given them money. What happens when farmers don't have money? They can't buy new seeds, new crop, new livestock. They don't produce food. This upcoming year, we have no food.
So, if the regime does not fall, we might get to famine.
Yeah.
Especially in certain provinces like Sistan, Baluchistan, for example, right? We're not going to see famine in cities like Tehran or Shiraz or Isfahan, but we might see famine in the province of Sistan, Baluchistan, and some other provinces, right? Poorer provinces. And the way to avoid that happening, the way to get to the fall of the regime faster, is to not just rely on economic isolation of the Islamic Republic, but add these two elements. Arm the Iranian people, kill every single person within the regime. Let the Israelis do let the Iranian people and the Israeli people do what they do best. American economic isolation, armed Iranian people rising against the regime, and Israeli air power assassinating regime officials. You do these three things, you get the fall of the regime so much faster than the slow death. We're right now watching the slow death of the Islamic Republic. The slow death of the Islamic Republic means that many Iranian people will suffer. If you want the fast death of the Islamic Republic, then you have to combine the American economic war against the Islamic Republic with Israeli air power, assassinating the regime officials, and arming the Iranian people so that they could be your boots on the ground. The combination of those three things will avoid this happening, avoid this famine happening. I'm telling you now, that's what it takes. If you see at some point we're still dealing with the Islamic Republic and we have famine in places of Iran, and the Islamic Republic is still dying, but it's still alive, still not dead yet, is because we haven't done these three things at the same time. Because we're relying on one thing instead of all three at the same time.
Thank you, Armin. And thank you, Cristiano Ronaldo. Looks like she is right. Your friend is right.
Yeah. Omid is saying that's a secret formula, Armin. Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah. And thank you for that. Our next super chat is from Agent Anderson, who says JBN reporting millions of dollars found in a Hezbollah bunker. Correct. Millions of dollars of the Iranian people's money under Lebanon. Yep. That was true.
Yes. Good thing now they're not going to have it anymore, right? So billions. Yep. Oh, millions. Okay. Good thing that they took them from their Hezbollah before they reached them. Yeah, that's good. Who found them? Israelis, I'm saying, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Good job, IDF. Thank you, IDF, for your service. Thank you, IDF, for doing the job that no one else is willing to do. Everyone else is dirty work, defending the world against all of this terrorism.
Oh, interesting. Okay. After this, we have a point for you guys to make, and then we will head out after that. Agent Anderson, thank you for the super chat. And Dominic saying, good argument, Armin.
Thank you. I see you, Dominic. I see you in the chat. You supporting me. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you all the time.
Thank you, Dominic. And Amy, who says, wow, still at it? Such a long day. Amazing topics. Yeah, we had a big day today. A lot of things happened. And Amy, we have one more thing for you to tell you before we wrap up. So, Saeed Qasim posted on X just now, and he said, the most important development after today's announcement by Scott Bessent is as following. If the United States sanctions and follows through against a large financial institution like an international bank, that means we're actually going for genuine escalation. Things are going to move pretty fast. Large international bank, escalation. Small intermediary bank means that the United States is reluctant to actually escalate. Then we have to see if the Iranian currency, the rial, stabilizes at 2 million, which is what it is at right now, or is it going to go substantially higher? Because if it goes higher, people can't afford things, boom. Faster expedited collapse. And then the third thing is that we need to focus on the oil that is going to try to bypass the blockade. Not just the Chinese ships that come in, it's the ships that have ship-to-ship transfer of oil. So the IRGC might sell oil to another country, and then that country puts oil on Chinese ships and brings it out. The IRGC will get money for that. that is the things that we have to look out for. Because today, obviously, we didn't see maximum pressure. We saw the declaration of maximum pressure. Okay. All right, then. Guys, we are here every single day, and we will be here tomorrow to cover all of that. We'll have a very important guest with us tomorrow as well, a very accomplished guest. And for that, you should subscribe to both of our channels, Ali Sawani and Liberty Politics. If you're watching on one or the other, please make sure you follow both. And with that,
yes,
Armin.
Yes, but and with that, Dominic is saying, I am 100% here with you, for you, Brother Armin and Brother Ali. Thank you, Dominic. That's very nice to hear. And guys, thank you everybody who's liking the streams. I kid you not, liking or not liking is the difference between these videos working or not. Liking or not liking is the difference between YouTube deciding to make our videos shown to more people or not. So thank you for everybody who's liking our streams. I appreciate
please like it.
And like Ali said, yes, please like it. And subscribe to Ali Samani, subscribe to Liberty Politics, and we'll see you guys same time tomorrow. Oh, don't forget our discussion group, link in the QR code, link in the description. We'll see you guys same time tomorrow. And until then, I'm Israel Chai, Slava Ukrainian, Cuba Libre, Taiwan GIO, Long live America,
Long live America,
Javid Shah,
Shah,
Payende, Iran.
Iran.
See you guys.